Welcome everyone to Pathways to Wellness today. We are going to be talking about self-massage, and you can do it in 13 easy steps. It's amazing, it's wonderful, it's just going to help relax you. Not everybody can afford to go to have a massage or get to there. So this is going to be a really nice day. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I decided to create this routine. I went to Casey Riley Massage School in Virginia Beach, and it was part of my therapeutic massage routine. And I said, well, let's take it down into some smaller steps so people can do it on their own. And like I said earlier, financial means not everybody can get a massage, or they may not be able to logistically get to the massage. But it helps with circulation, lymphatic drainage, and also skin tone. Plus, it will help release any blockages of dysfunction and increase your mobility and your flexibility. So with that, we are going to talk a little bit about how the lymphatics in your body works. We want to make sure you understand what we're trying to do as we do these massage strokes. So you can see the chart there. And if we start on the left side of the body, you'll see in green there, that small little figure up in the corner, that does 3/4 of your body, your drainage. And then the right side just does a smaller portion, just the arm. You'll see the spleen, that's an important area. You'll see the middle where there's a lot of lymphatic drainage, also up there in the throat and the neck, and then down in the groin area. So those are where we're gonna be moving the lymphatics to. And so with that, as we get the lymphatics moving and trying to get you more healthy as an individual, but there's also some contraindications. We've told you need to make sure you talk to your doctor. And one in particular, if you have lymph node removal. So lots of times when you have cancer treatments, lots of times they'll remove those lymph nodes. And so you need to really talk to your doctor, and you need to make sure that you go through an area where compromised lymph nodes are to ones that are not compromised. For example, if you had breast cancer and had some lymph nodes removed underneath the arm, you want to take them up to the throat. If you have arthritis, bursitis, osteoporosis, just be careful in those areas. Your joints may be compromised or sore. And then spinal injuries too, like if you're doing rotations, you want to make sure that you're not going to compromise any of your vertebrae. So with that too, we have another list of contradictions specific to the different part areas. So like the arms, again, we talked about the lymph node removal, the shoulders, if you have any bursitis, if you also have your abdomen, if you have any ulcers, or if you have hernia. The liver and the gallbladder, you're going to meet with hepatitis, cirrhosis, jaundice, gallbladder issues. If your spleen, you might want to make sure you don't have any spleen issues. Your legs, you're going to omit if you have enlarged varicose veins or clots. And your feet, if you have swollen joints, arthritis, or gout. So with that, I mean, again, this is an amazing way for you yourself to help yourself. We're going to break it down here in a few minutes into different demos. We'll start off with doing like the arms and your upper body. Then we'll go to your abdomen, your middle of your body, and your back. And then we'll finish up doing your legs. And once we've done that, then there'll be a nice little grounding technique we can do. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone, to Pathways to Wellness. And as I said, we're going to actually demo this easy massage, a self-massage in 13 steps. We're going to start with your upper body first. And remember, I showed you that lymphatic chart that shows the lymphatic drainage. So we're going to start with the left side because that does more of your body. So what we're going to do is we're going to go underneath the underarm first, the armpits, and the bicep. And then we're going to move from the elbow up to the shoulders, and then we're going to move from the wrist up. And just remember, there's some contraindications with the lymph node removals. So let's go ahead and demo. So basically, my arms, right? So we're going to just lift this up a little bit. And this is where you've got some healthy lymph nodes. You're going to avoid it if you don't have the lymph nodes. And then what you want to do is you always want to do the strokes up to those lymph nodes. So just nice and gentle. You don't need to be tough on yourself. And then once you've done from the elbow up, now you're going to do from your wrist up to the elbow. And then you're going to go ahead and take it all the way up to your shoulder. There you go. Now we're going to do the left hand. So as we're talking about the left hand, we're going to go through those steps. So we're going to do the palm and the back of the hand. Then we're going to do the fingers. We're going to web into the tips and then take the corkscrew back out to the web. And then we're also going to do the elbow and the wrist, the armpit to the lymphatic drainage. So let's go ahead and do that. So back of the hand, right? And your palm. Oh my gosh, that feels so good to do your palm. We do so much with our hands. And then with the fingers, you always want to end up towards your heart. So you're going to go down and then back up. And you're going to go down and then back up. And go down and back up. And then down and back up. And as you're doing that, now you've taken it to your wrist. And now you're going to take it to your elbow, just kind of like the last. And then you're going to end up here to the healthy lymph nodes. Okay? Now we're going to do the right arm. So we're going to go through those. So with the right arm, again, we're going to go underneath the armpit, take it to the biceps. So we're going from the elbow up to the neck and shoulders, and then we'll move the wrist from the wrist all the way up to neck and shoulders. Again, be careful if you had lymph nodes removed. So again, we just open up the arm. We're going to do underneath here. And then you're going to go from the biceps up. And then you're going to do your arm to the elbow, kind of the wrist, all the way up to your shoulders. Now we're going to do the right hand. So we go through those steps. We're going to do the back and the front of the hand. We'll do the fingers again. We go to the tips and then back into the web. And then we're going to do the wrist, the elbow to the armpit for the lymphatic drainage. So with the hand, remember, we're going to do the back of the hand. And then we're going to do the front. And again, this always feels so good to go on the palm. And then as we go to the fingers, you'll go out to the tips, back into the web, out to the tips, back into the web, out to the tips, back into the web, back tips, back into the web. Don't forget your thumb. I think I forgot it last time. And then from there, you're just going to take it up your arm again to the elbow. And then you're going to go all the way up to your armpit and to your shoulders. Okay, see, now your arms feel all nice and good. Now we're going to do the neck. So the next step, we're going to talk about your neck. And with the neck, you're going to do the top of your neck down to the shoulders and the clavicle. You're going to also do the sides, and then you're going to go to the throat. And again, be careful if you had lymph nodes removed. So with the neck, from the back, and I'm going to turn around so you can see what I'm doing, hold my hair up, and see how we're going to do the back of the neck. And we're just going to work on that. I'm just kind of doing nice, gentle strokes. And then I'm going to show you the side. Now we're going from the side down, kind of to the throat. And I'll do the other side. And then we're going to go ahead and then do the front of the throat. Remember, these are all the healthy lymph nodes in here. Whew. Man, I'm getting all worked up. Okay, cool. So now we're going to do one more, and we're going to do the upper chest, right, in the clavicle area. So you're going to go from the pecs out to your clavicle, along the clavicle to the armpits. Again, if you have lymph nodes removed. So we're going to be right up here. We're just going to go along the clavicle. I'm going to go a little bit across above it because I have my mic there, but you would actually be on your chest. All right, with that, so we're going to go ahead and take a break, and then we're going to come back and do the middle part of your body. So we'll see you in a minute. Welcome back to Pathways to Wellness, everyone. As you know, we're talking about self-massage today, something that you can do very easy in 13 steps. Now we're going to work on the middle section, all right? So we're going to first talk about some of the anatomy that has to do with your tummy area. So let's look at that lymphatic chart again. See how you've got all of that lymphatics in the middle. You've got the spleen there. That's what we're going to be concentrating on. And then the next chart, we're going to talk about, again, some of the anatomy. So as you digest your food, you see the liver there, you see the pancreas. You also got your colon, the descending and ascending colon. We're going to be working on that. And then we're going to have another closer up picture of the colon. And so when you look at this one, we're going to be, think about a toll when you're in a toll booth. We're trying to release the descending, which is closest to where you're eliminating, and you're going to work up that, across, and then down to the ascending, just to try to get that whole colon to work. So with that, let's go ahead and start demoing. We're going to talk a little bit about how we're going to do that. Again, we're talking about the assimilation of the nutrients and how that works with gently, and then as we go through the different motions, we're going to go across the colon and back across. We'll do several passes. Okay, so we're going to start with the left side. Well, first of all, let's just kind of do a nice little tummy rub. So I have to admit, I have a little bit of a pasta belly, so I'm a little bit older. I know some of you guys have flat tummies. I do not. So we're just doing a nice relaxing. And then remember, I said on the left side, that's a descending colon. So what we're going to do is just gently go up the left side. And here's my belly button. So we're going to go above it, and then we're going to go across the transverse, and then we're going to go down the ascending. And I know this sounds counterintuitive, but now that you've cleared it, you're going to go back up and over and down. Now we're going to do another pass. Here's my belly button. And so now we're going to go up, over, and down, and back up, over, and down. And then we're going to do one last pass right about the belly button. Over and down, and back over and down. Okay? And just kind of smooth it out. Now we're going to go to the next section of what we're going to do for the belly and how we're going to do the actual, we're going to work on the liver and the gallbladder massage. On the right side, we'll do a cocktail shake, and then we'll do a vibration, and then we'll do the spleen massage on the left side. So it's kind of, we're starting on opposite sides. And again, that will help with the cocktail shake and the vibration. And then we'll just do some side massage. All right? So we're starting on the right side, my right. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to do a little shake. I have one hand up here and one hand down here, and just do a little shake. Try to just loosen that up there for the liver and the gallbladder. All right, and then what you're going to do is you're going to put your hand down here, and you're just going to do another little shake. See how I'm just pressing that? All right, cool. And now we're going to go to the other side, the spleen side. Again, we're going to do an up and down. Just a nice little gentle shake. I'm not going hard at all. And then down here at the low, and we're going to do that again. That just helps, again, move all of that around. Rub down that belly again. Okay. And then from then, we're going to just do the lower ribs to the hips, like that. That opens that all up. Remember, there's a big area of your lymphatic drainage here, so we're just going down there. We're going to do a little bit from back to front. Again, we're just taking that on the ribs, again, getting it down to your lymphatics. And then we're just going to do a nice little gentle twist of the spine. That feels really good. Okay. Now we're going to do the back. So let's talk about how the back works. And this is going to be really simple because we can't actually reach our back, but we're going to do roll your shoulders a little bit. We'll do a rotation both directions, and then we'll do hand circles where we can reach. So I'm going to go ahead and turn around here for you, face behind you. So the first thing is just do some gentle shoulder circles. Again, if you have any kind of injuries or arthritis or bursitis, just be careful. And then after that, we're just going to do a little bit of rotation in both directions. If you have any spinal injuries, you're not going to do this. And then finally, you're going to just do some circles down here, wherever you can reach. Some people may be more limber and flexible, can get up higher, but just wherever you can reach. Even if you can do those shoulders, that's cool too. We probably did a little bit of that with the neck that we were doing. Okay. So there you go. Now we did the mid. So we're going to take another little break and we'll come back and we'll work on our lower bodies, our legs, and our feet. We'll see you in a minute. Welcome back everyone to Pathways to Wellness, and as we've been talking earlier about the self-massage and the 13 easy steps, we're about halfway through. We're now going to do the lower body. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to do the upper legs first. And so the upper legs we're going to do, begin with opening the lymphatics to the hip and the upper thigh to the hip. Then we'll do the knees to the upper thighs. We'll do the sides, the IT band, and then we'll do underneath the hamstrings. So anyway, okay, so here we go. So we want to make sure, remember the lymphatic drainage in the chart, we want to make sure that we've got these hip areas opened up. And then we're going to go ahead and then just take from the knees up, nice and gentle again, moving towards your lymphatics. We're moving towards the heart. Some people think of it that way too. We're just going to do the quads, and we can do the inner quads too. We're going from the knee all the way up now. And then like I was saying too, the sides, the IT band. And then I'm going to stand up and I'm going to show you underneath the hamstrings. So what you're going to do for that. So again, these can get really, really sore. So you can do that. And I know I said IT bands earlier, but it's okay to go back across them again. Okay. Well, now we're going to talk about the glutes. So let's review what we need to do with the glutes. You're going to do bilateral, both sides. You're going to go medial to lateral, top, middle, lower, and then you're going to do hip circles. All right, so this is what we're going to do with the glutes. Start from the top. Medial. Medial's like middle to lateral. You're going to go to the middle, and then you're going to go a little bit lower. And then you're going to do those hip circles. I'm doing with my hands, but you know, even if you want to do like a hula hoop, you can do that also. I'm not very good with a hula hoop, but you guys may be. All right, next we're going to do the lower legs. So let's go over that chart real quick. So the lower legs, we're going to do bilateral. You can do both at the same time, or you can do each side separately. And you're going to do the knees in the front and back. You're going to do the lower legs, shin up to the knee. And you're going to do the back, the lower legs, the calves up to the knee, and then the Achilles tendon. And again, you want to be careful in any of these if you have varicose veins or blood clots. All right, so first of all, we're doing the knees here. Underneath. So. And be careful too, because these can be very sensitive, so don't go too hard. And then we're going to go from the front of the shin up. Both legs. I'm doing one at a time. You can do both at the same time if you want. Oh, that feels so good. And then you're going to get to the back. So I'm going to do one at a time here. So I'm doing the back of the calf. I'm on my left leg first. And then you can do the right leg. And the Achilles tendon in the very back. I think what I'm going to do is take off my shoe here so you can see that better. So my Achilles tendon here. Oh, it feels so good. And remember, you're going to always bring your strokes back up to the knee, back up to the hip, back up into the groin area. So I'll take off my other shoe and we'll do the other Achilles tendon. So again, on the back of your foot, or I guess back of your leg. Ooh. I've already put myself to sleep. And then you go up your leg, your shin, Go from the knee, and you're going to end up here where there's a healthy lymphatics up in the groin area. All right, so now we're going to do the feet. So let's look at that, instructions on how to do that. Again, you can do bilaterally at the same time, or you can do each side separately. You'll do the soles, the top of the feet, the toes and the ankles. And if you have swollen joints, arthritis, gout, of course you're going to avoid them. So let's go ahead and work with the feet. So I know I said the soles first, but I always typically naturally go to the top of my foot first. Doesn't really matter which direction. I mean, which one you start with. Now with the direction does matter. So when you're doing the toes, you want to make sure you bring everything eventually back into your foot, whether it's the top or the bottom, and you're going to bring it up to your ankle. And then you always finish bringing it back up to your leg again. So the Achilles tendon, the calf, up to the knee, up to the hip. All right, so that was the right one. Let's go ahead and do the left one. So I'll go on the bottom, like it said, the sole. Ooh. Remember, I kind of starting up by the toes, going down towards the heel. Do the top. Again by the toes, down to your ankle. Remember to do your toes. Get that little pinky. Oh, feels so good. Now back up. Goes up to your ankle, where the Achilles is, your calf, the shin, to your knees, front and back, up the thigh, hamstrings, and finish up there by your hip. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take one more break, and we're going to just do a little review. We're going to do the whole grounding bit, and that will be your last step for this relaxing self-massage. We'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone, to Pathways to Wellness. As we've been doing and demoing is self-massage in 13 easy steps. It's really great to do. So we've done the whole body, and now we're going to go to the grounding part, and we're going to talk about some of our important endocrine glands. So let's go to the chart, and as you can see, there's the pituitary gland. It's behind the eyes, and it releases hormones. It's known as the master gland. It's for growth and metabolic of the body. And then we go down to the thyroid, which is in your throat, and that's also doing the metabolic rate, growth. It also does heart, digestion, your brain, and those are the hormones. And then when you get to the middle of the body, there's the thymus, which is very important. That's our immune system. It helps fight against infection and the disease and foreign substances that comes into our body. So let's go ahead. There's several steps to this grounding. With that, we're going to do the scalp massage, the cheek and the jaw massage. We'll take a deep breath. We'll do the pituitary. We'll do the thyroid, the thymus. And then I'll show you how to just ground yourself from head to toe, literally, cranium to tailbone. So let's go ahead and start doing it. So we're going to just start first with a nice scalp massage. And as we do this scalp massage, oh my gosh, ever get your hair cut and the people are washing your head, it always feels so good. You can do this on your own too. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go down along your cheeks, okay? And this gets really tight, especially those people that talk a lot. And we're going to go right around your jawbone. Like if you're a teacher or a broadcaster, I don't know, maybe a customer service rep, you're on the phone a lot. In retail, helping customers. And then once you do that, let's take a deep breath. Now the pituitary gland, remember I was telling you, it helps with some hormones in here for your metabolism and your growth. So you just kind of go on the forehead across, and then just gently you're just going to tap right here, kind of like your third eye. Okay? And the next step you're going to go down is to your thyroid, right here by your throat. And you're just going to gently go back and forth. This also does some more growth and hormone releasing for the metabolic rate in your body. It also does some stuff for your heart and your brain. All right, and then you're going to go down to your thymus, which is right here in the middle of your chest. You're going to take your pinky and you're just going to tap on that. This is for your immune system. Helps fight infections. See, I just took a deep breath doing that. Whew. Okay. And then after you've done this part of your endocrine system, now we're going to stand up and you're just going to ground yourself. Take a hand on your scalp and down here by your sacrum. Take another deep breath. I'm probably going to take 3. There you go. Just feel it all the way from your head down to your toes. Maybe do a little shake. Okay? All righty. So, pathways to wellness, right? This was a really cool demo today to just show how you can take care of yourself. You don't have to pay any money to do this. You don't have to go any place. You can just sit in your own living room or in your bedroom or in your favorite place in nature on your front porch, back porch. So let's go ahead and do some reviewing here. First of all, you got to consult your doctor because we're doing a lot of different things here. And if you have certain ailments in your body, especially like the lymphatics, any what was I going to say? Any of your arthritis, your bursitis, osteoporosis, it's going to be releasing toxins. It's going to be increasing your circulation, increasing flexibility, and promoting relaxation. So those are the benefits. And as we were talking about, we talked about the upper body, right? We started up here. We did your arms. Remember, we did the arms and the hands. We did your neck. We did the clavicle area. So that was the whole upper part. And then we went into the middle part, which is your abdomen. And there's so much going on there with your digestion, your food, and your gallbladder, your liver, your spleen. So we did a nice gentle massage in there. And then from there we did, we did your back. So we got up and we did the back and we did some rotation, shoulder. And then we also did the lower body where we did like your hips. Well, we did the glutes first, right? We did the hips and then we did your thighs, your IT bands, we did underneath. And as we were doing that lower body, and we did the legs, and then we did the grounding. So there was so much there with the 13 steps to help you go. And just a reminder, the 13 steps is right here. So we did the arm, we started on the left side, better for lymphatics. Then we did the right side, the neck and the chest, the abdomen. Then we did the hips, upper and lower legs, your feet, and finished with grounding. So with that, I want to thank you viewers for coming today and just giving some time for your body and your own self-care. Be well. Thanks for being part of Pathways to Wellness, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one.